Well, nice fresh shower later. I will say this: I'm using my energy in a positive way. I'm going through the house, doing deep cleaning, organizing, doing laundry, scrubbing baseboards. One, I threw away all the dog beds except for the two there. I gotta get rid of. The chair was picked up this morning. I'm getting rid of stuff that he used for years. I think it's good for Ozzy, so his scent isn't as prevalent, because that can cause confusion, I'm guessing. There's times he's come out and smelled here and there, and then smelled this and that in the house, and he looks around. So I don't know what's going on psychologically for him, but I'm sure scent is a powerful thing for dogs. And I don't want to see these things and be reminded as much, so time to start fresh. For as long as Ozzy's around, I hope he breaks the bank and gets up to 11 or 12. He is the spitting image of his mother, Diva. The father, Luca, Bear was the spitting image of Luca, like carbon copy. Diva is still going strong at like 10 years, 9 months. And since Ozzy seems to have more of his mother's DNA, I'm hopeful that with good exercise and watching the treats and regular doctor visits from now on, that we can keep check and we can really extend his life as much as possible. I'm doing better, but I get hit with waves, especially when people comment and offer condolences and stuff. I kind of tear up. It's sad. Then you take a few fucking, deep breaths and you acclimate and say, okay, forward motion, man, and then you stay busy. It's tough when you truly love an animal and they go. The shock part of it at 7, the day before his 7th birthday, out of nowhere with no symptoms, is a different thing I've experienced. My last 3 Roddies that I lost, Raven, there was my stepfather's Roddy in Miami back in the 90s doesn't count. His name was Thunder, but I loved him. That was my first experience with a Rottweiler. Raven, the Rottweiler, he was we got him from our breeder lady, but he was kind of a rescue because he was a bit older. I think he made it to like 10 and a half or 11. And then after him came Bubba. He was a rescue. He was fixed. I love that dog. He went up to Maine with me. I dragged him up there. That poor buddy. He was in the snow and on the beach. But, he had a good life. He made it to like 10 and a half to 11, and the cancer got him. Bear was a day before his 7th birthday, and the shock of it is different. My mother said, well, on the one level, he didn't suffer. And that is a blessing. He could have had some weird stroke and been all fucked up and had to be transported to the vet and then go back and forth and give him all kinds of meds and let's try this, try that. And then they give you that we feel it's in the dog's best interest to let him go bullshit. And then you have to give the okay on the fucking death syringe. I didn't have to experience that part of it, which is another hell. But the fact he went at almost 7 just still shakes me to the core. I was convinced I'm going to get at least 9-10 years out of these dogs. And no symptoms the day prior. So I'm guessing this snake bite in combination with some sort of genetic issue with the heart, or I don't know. I'm not going to rack my brain too much on it. There's nothing I can do. I didn't request a necropsy because, frankly, it's moot. It doesn't matter. He's gone. If it is the effect of the snake bite, it's bad luck, man. Fucking evil snake came in the yard while I'm sipping my coffee half awake. I look over here and he's got the snake by the belly already. I'm like, fuck. Jumped up, ran out, screamed. He dropped the snake. The snake had bit him in the chin. He ran inside with Ozzy. He saved his brother's life, essentially. Because if it would have got Ozzy is a much smaller dog. Who knows what the after effects would have been for him. And then we thought we got him through it, despite those arsehole vets. Twice I brought him down there. We can't keep the muzzle on him. We're afraid of your dog. So give me some tranquilizers and I'll come back in a few hours. Well, we can't give you any tranquilizers because we haven't seen your dog. Okay, well, there's the catch-22. I keep getting in all the fucking vets. Either that or we can book you a month and a half from now because there's no doctors available till then. So luckily, with the ibuprofen, with the Benadryl, Bear came back around. You saw the videos. Within a few days, he was back to his normal self, jolly, healed up, the swelling went down, right back having fun. I'm guessing that that process weakened something in the heart that might have had a genetic predisposition that would have turned into an issue down the line further, but it was exacerbated by the snake bite, possibly. Friday, I had them add a second bag of salt to the water. Could that have been? I don't know, man. I keep going over this in my mind again and again, trying not to, but I can't help it. But at any rate, yeah, it's a process, man. I'm staying motivated. As far as a new dog, I looked around on some websites. I looked at Rottweiler rescues. I looked at Rottweiler breeders in the region. Prices have really shot up. Well, I mean, Bear was $1,500 for first pick. Ozzy was $1,200. Ozzy wasn't even part of the consideration because he wasn't available. I was only going to get one, and that was Bear. I used to call Bubba Bear, so I knew my next Roddy was going to be called Bear. Then I found out the breeder, once they had the puppies, she named all the puppies, and she named him, the biggest boy, Bear. So that was like, it was meant to be, you know? When we went to finally make our selection when they were so many weeks old, in that picture where I'm holding Bear up like this, he's a tiny little dude, so cute. We met Ozzy. Ozzy and Bear were inseparable. She used to post videos daily, and all the different puppies would be doing their thing, and Bear and Ozzy would be always together, you know, kind of play fighting and just kind of, you know, like fucking laying together. So when we went, my mother and I went, and she fell in love with Ozzy, but he was spoken for by another guy named Jake. A week after the selection, she gave me a call over at, her name is Camille, really nice lady. Her and her husband Paul just love Roddies. I'm sad they don't breed anymore, but I get it. They reached their limit. She called me and said that Jake backed out due to a life-change circumstance. You guys want Ozzy, because she knew we really fell in love with him. So I screamed up on the second floor where my mother was at the time, "Hey Ma, the buyer backed out of Ozzy. Didn't even finish the sentence. Yes, get him." So a few weeks later, we went to pick Bear and Ozzy up, and the adventure began, you know. And it was a wild, crazy ride, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Ozzy's still here. God bless him. I wish Bear was too, but he's gone. You know, when I think of Bubba, after all these years, I don't get a deep sadness anymore. I miss him. He was a wonderful dog, but you get through it. Time heals the wounds. Bear is still fresh. Bear was Saturday morning. Today's Monday. I still haven't picked up his urn or his paw print yet, you know. Once I get that home, probably cry again when that shows up. And then just push forward, dude. As far as getting a new dog, they want between, I saw 2 to 3,500, 2,000 to 3,500 now. They're asking for Roddies. That's a lot of money. On top of that, raising a puppy is a lot of work. I went through it with him and his brother. Double trouble. Destroying tables, furniture, couches, pissing, shitting. I mean, it was a wild, fun ride. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to experience puppies because Bubba and Raven were they were rescues. So I got them when they were like a year and a half to like 2.5-ish. I had never experienced the Rottweiler puppy experience, and I wanted to do it. And it was great. You know, teaching them how to climb the stairs, and I bought the plastic pool at our old house and slowly introduced them to water. By the time we came here, they were big-time water dogs, and, you know. There was also a lot of work. A lot of piss, a lot of shit. And the expense of it all. Food, vet bills, the initial cost of the dog itself. You know, it's thousands of dollars. On top of that, then you're locked in. I can't even go anywhere for a long while with a puppy. I can't open the door and just toss it to my mother and say I'm going shooting, you know. She's done her part. She's had enough of that shit. So when you have the puppy, you're kind of like locked in for a while. And it's an adorable time, but it's also a lot of work, and you're kind of stuck at the house with them, especially being I'm alone. If I had wife and kids and shit, it'd be different. We could all share duties, but it's just me, man. So I don't know. I'm really not going to rush into getting another dog in general. I looked at some Rottweiler rescues as well. where the initial cost of the process would be much less. But again, how do I know the 2, 3, 4-year-old Roddy that I would choose would get along with Ozzy? And is that dog been traumatized, resulting in behavior issues that are going to manifest here? All that factors in. So I'm just going to take some time, focus on Ozzy, and just move forward. I want to get a clean bill of health from my doctor visits and stuff, see what's going on, make sure I'm okay health-wise. Again, no point getting a puppy if I'm going to have to get surgeries or who God knows what, You never know. A weird stomach pain can turn into something big real quick. Or it could be something minimal. They give you a pill for it and you're going to be fine if you change your diet, eat blah, blah, blah. But, so that's where I'm at. Still miss my boy, though. It was a brutal week, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. At any rate, I'm feeling better each day that passes, and I'm going to focus on a more positive future. And give Ozzy lots of love in the meantime. So, that's cool. Alright, I got tons of shit to do, so see you when I see you. Your pal, Jake Merrick.